Good morning, everybody. It is March the 22nd, 2021. I'm going to go over the watch list for today, and I'm going to go over what happened on Friday with DKS. And before we do that, we're going to open up and take a look at what the futures are doing today. And NASDAQ's down 5, which is flat. S&P's flat. The NASDAQ looks like it might gap up about 100 points or so. We'll see. VIX is at 23, and it's been slightly rising. Keep your eye on that one throughout the day if you're any trades long. So let's go ahead and dive right into what happened with DKS. And give me 1 second to pull it up. All right, so basically, you guys know that we have been following DKS all the way from back in here. Uh, I actually played. I actually played this from here. I caught this gap up, sold, and then it pulled back, and we were waiting for another opportunity to play this, and it pulled back into our zone here. I just want to show you on our other chart that it was actually between the 8-day and 21-day EMA, which is where I look to purchase my trades. If they're outside of that, I leave it alone. So when it pulled back right, I believe it was right in here, we jumped in. And it actually on this chart here, it was right here. This was the time that we got in and rode this up. I actually had multiple plays on this one because I sold a few when it hit up in here and it pulled back. I bought a few more, and then I rode it for a new high. It broke 81.12, which was what we were predicting. If you look at our daily chart right here, this was our previous high, and we were playing it for a new 52-week high. I actually think that today we will see something higher than 81.12 as this has a little continuation going on as it breaks out of this bull flag pattern and the squeeze fires. There is a squeeze that just fired on Friday, and I think we will see a continuation there. So I will probably be taking a look at, let me get rid of some of this stuff down here, but I'll be taking a look at some options for some day trades. Probably I will do the weeklies on this currently, and I will either be buying the 79s. I'll probably buy a few of the 79s and maybe even a couple of maybe the 82s. Mix it up a couple different strike points. If this does start to go against me, the 79s will not lose as much, but maybe even pick up some 82s, 8250s. I do think this is going to go up a lot higher than where it's at right now. So, but obviously you trade what the market gives you each day. So we will see what that does. If it pulls back slightly and I can get it between the 8 and 21, I will go ahead and jump in on that one. All right, going back to the charts. So as for today, we have on the list, I like Play, Play, Dave and Buster's. I have multiple squeezes on this one. Let me go ahead and pull this up a little more so you can see the squeezes on the bottom. I'm not getting my chart to come up correctly right this second, having some technical difficulties. But there is a squeeze in the 130 and also the 78 and the 195-minute chart. For some reason, my charts are acting a little weird today, but let me go ahead and pull up a different one. We'll just go one by one. Okay, so if I go over to the 78-minute chart, we are running a bit slow. I apologize. The 78-minute chart has a squeeze, pretty long squeeze that's been happening for the last couple days on this. And we are in the buy zone for play on the 78-minute chart. So I would go ahead and I'm going to look at buying a few of these. So I would look at probably on this one, probably the 46s or the 45s. These are the two that I'd like to play, and I might even, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong. This one I'm not sure how long it's going to take to fire, so I'm going to probably buy April 9s. So I'm going to look at maybe buying a few of the 45 and a halves, and then I might even go out here and maybe scoop up a few of the 49s. And again, this is for a swing trade. We do have some short-term squeezes that might move this week, but I want to give myself enough time that if it doesn't move this week, let's move out to the 195-minute chart. I've got a couple squeezes on here, but this one hasn't developed 100% yet, so I'm going to let this pull back probably slightly today. If we can get this down in here, I'll jump in on this trade. But the 78-minute chart looks good. The 130-minute chart looks good. And then I have a squeeze on the 2-hour chart, the 1-hour chart, the 30-minute chart, the 15-minute chart, and the 5-minute chart as well. So I'm going to look for a good entry point on play, jump in, and give myself at least a week or two on the options. And I might buy one or two for this week to go ahead and see if I can get some higher return gains this week. Next up, I had SAH. This one is setting up. It's not currently ready yet, but it is pulling back into our buy zone. I would like to keep my eye on SAH, and it has a high short float, but this is something that's on my list. You guys know the requirements of TPS, so you keep your eye on this one and go ahead and scoop up a few options on this one. I would be looking at probably the April 16s. The spreads are not great on these when you get out of the money, but if you get into the money, they're not too bad. Maybe scoop a few of those up. Next up, SLG. This one's setting up nicely on the daily. We've got 2 red dots for the squeeze. I've been watching this one last week as well, so be ready to pick up a few of these. And the options on these are better than SAH, so a little bit tighter. And we've got a few more people buying them. We've got about 516 open interest on the 80s. So that's something that I would probably be interested in. Next up, I have MCS. Let's see, I may have typed something incorrectly. Yes, I did. There we go. That's the pattern we like. There's a nice post and a flag forming. I have a red dot forming on the daily, and let's go ahead and take a look briefly at the 78. 78 does not have a squeeze. 130 does not have a squeeze. And the 195 is setting up. So keep your eye on MCS. That's going to be something that you're going to be interested in, I believe. And then the last one here that I have is RVLV. And this one on the 95 is not ready. Let's go to the 78. 78, we do have some squeezes. I don't know, there's probably about 5 of them down there. And that one's setting up nicely. We'll move over to the 130. 130 does not have anything. And then at last, the 95. does not have anything, but this is something that's setting up very nicely. I like this pattern that's forming, so keep your eye on RVLV. That's going to be something as well. And like I said, watch DKS for some daily trades, because I do think there's more room as well in DKS to go ahead and move up for some more. I think there's going to be probably going to break that 81, maybe get up into 82, 83 real quick. So that's my plan for the day. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and post your comments, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good day, guys.